Hello everyone, welcome back to Nomifactory. Last episode we started LV, and fully automated power, with a sugarcane farm. Although it's not that much power. There is a few things I've done off camera. We now have a void satchel, and a magnet. Very helpful for mining. Basically it just picks up cobblestone, with a filter, and voids it. And the magnet uses power, from these, that we accidentally made. I also found a nickel vein, and got quite a bit. This is for 2 alloys, that we need for the EBF. Invar, for the casing, and copper nickel, for the coils. So we needed quite a bit. Hopefully this is fine. I might as well get those going now. So copper and nickel, for copper nickel, and nickel and iron, for Invar. We need way more copper nickel, I've just realised. Like 2 stacks. And the final thing I've done, is make 20 more circuits. This was a lot cheaper than before. 23 now, in total. Should be fine, for a bit. So while we're waiting for all the alloys, there's a bunch of machines we should probably make. Macerator, compressor, centrifuge, probably. Also the solidifier, that'll work very nicely with the extractor. We just need a few molds, gear, and rotor. We're also going to need the assembling machine for the coils, but I'll do that one last. I will definitely be going for the solidifier first, to make these electric pumps easier. They're like the worst thing ever, with the rotors. Also the alloys are done. Copper nickel, 2 stacks, and 1.5 stacks of Invar. It might be enough, I'm not sure. We can upgrade the satchel now, as well. There we go. 2 rows. That's getting better. Still not the best. The next one requires aluminium, so that's post EBF. That's not too far. There we go. Here's the solidifier. Oh yeah, molds. I forgot. So rotor and gear. 2 crests. This will go perfectly here, next to the extractor. By the way, I've got an input now for the machines, with item conduits and crates. They're incredibly cheap, so I've just been spamming them everywhere. There's a compressor. This is for better rubber plates. It's not 2-to-1 anymore. It's 1-to-1. And also incredibly fast. Next is the macerator. I'm not entirely sure what I use this for, since there's no byproducts yet. But now we can make clay dust in a much better way. Before we had to use actual clay, but now we can macerate terracotta, which is everywhere, into 4 per 1. And if you don't know, clay is very useful for electrolyzing sodium, silicon, lithium, and aluminium. So it's pretty amazing. Whoa! This is so fast! 12 ticks for macerating coal. I'll just macerate a bunch then. We can also make the centrifuge. 4 circuits this one, quite expensive. We can centrifuge sticky resin for rubber pulp and glue, which is used for resistors, a better recipe. Also a few other things, but they're not as important. Ooh, these are nice. And with a tiny bit of gold wire, we can make the electrolyzer as well. There's no quest, because it wants us to do this. So let's go mine a bunch of buildings. There we go, we're all full. This is a bunch, because each one is 4, remember. So we can macerate all of this. It's a little bit slower than the coal, but it is still very fast. And this will give us a bunch of clay, in which we can electrolyze. It does take like 18 seconds. There we go. A free source of these 4. Lithium's good for batteries. Aluminium is very good also, for MV. Silicon too. Sodium I don't really know. You can also use it for batteries, but they're worse than the lithium ones. We also get a bunch of water as a byproduct. So sadly we can't really just leave this, unless we pipe it out and bin it. That might be a good idea, because I imagine it will stop once it's full. By the way, we can passively do this very easily, since you can make clay with water and dust, which is just cobblestone, forge hammered a lot. So sand into dust, gravel into sand, cobblestone into gravel. So that might be useful to set up. Yeah, we're already full on water. So fluid conduit, bin. Oh wait, we can't filter these. Why? What do we need? Vibrant alloy, blast furnace. Oh, okay. Oh wait, we can make the X utilities filter. There we go. Do you filter it like this? There we go, that works. And hopefully that only bins water. Now we can fill this chest up and not worry about anything. So the next thing we want is definitely the assembling machine. So we need conveyors and robot arms. I think we need 2 of each. Yes. Conveyors are easy, actually. Just rubber, 2 motors, and cable. Robot arms are the hard ones. 2 motors, 1 piston, and a circuit. So these are quite expensive, but they're not really complex, I guess. The pumps are still worse. I hate those. I might just make a stack of motors. They're used so much. It definitely won't go to waste. That was really easy. Took like 5 minutes. This will come in very handy, probably. So 2 robot arms. Not that bad actually. And 2 conveyors. And now the basic assembling machine. Awesome! Okay, we're pretty much ready for EBF. We just need the coils. 16, I think. Which is 16 tin alloy, which is tin and iron. Never heard of that. Bronze foil, which is fine. And 2x cupronickel wire, which is circuit 2. 1 per. So it's 2 stacks. Easy peasy. This should do it. This should be the weird tin alloy. And we also need a fair amount of bronze for the foil. Also, we probably can't even run the blast furnace. It takes 4 amp of LV, which is what we have exactly, so nothing else could ever run. So I think I want to upgrade to 16x for the battery buffer and the converter. It should be basically the same price, just thicker wire, and we need a bunch of batteries as well, but they're very cheap actually. Also, this should be enough foil, just 32 bronze makes enough. Here's the battery buffer, and there's a converter. So before we swap over everything to these 2, we need 12 more batteries, and all this wire needs to be 16x. So that's a lot of conductive iron. Okay, so if we melt down the tin alloy, we will need to move this. So I need some fluid cells, just tin plates in the metal bender. I'll make a few. So we should be able to take this out. Oh yeah, but only a bucket at a time. Is there any tanks we can use? Fluid tank. Okay. There we go. This might be way better than the fluid cells. Yeah. Okay. I've learned my lesson. There we go. With the foil, the wire, and this should make 16. And now we've unlocked the EBF quest. It's actually pretty cheap. Just a bunch of Invar casing. About 10. And if I counted correctly, it's 30 Invar plates and 40 Invar rods. So less than a stack of Invar. We have to sort out this first though. The batteries and wire. So for a bunch of batteries, 12 more, we need lithium, which we now have a bunch of from clay, and battery alloy, 24 of it, into plates. That should be fine actually. No problem. Look at all this by the way. 2 stacks of aluminium. And we have so much more to process. So there's 12 more batteries. Make them lithium. I should have enough wire now to swap over. Everything might run out of power for a little bit. And now we can do 16x. 2 more. They should be on the way. Yes. Running 4 amp through 16x won't do anything. It's the other way round that causes problems if you run higher amps through lower amp cable. So we should be able to swap over now. So 16x converter, pointing upwards, and 16x battery buffer, pointing this way. And put all the batteries in. There we go. 2 million EU is our buffer. Amazing. This should be able to power the blast furnace. Well, at least the buffer can. This definitely cannot, without some upgrades. Okie dokie, blast furnace time. So 10 Invar frame box. Oh, that was too many. Oh well. Do 5. I have some spare. And 10 Invar casing. 1 into the controller. And now we just need to do all the hatches. There is 8. So 2 energy hatches, which is tin cable, and low voltage coil, which is steel wire, and magnetic iron rod. Okay, that's fine. By the way, all the hatches and stuff use a machine hull each. So I've made 8. Circuit 1 with these 2. There we go. Next is input and output bus, which is just a chest. So input and output. Now it's the hatches, input and output, which is the same thing but with glass. This is for fluids. Next I'll do the muffler hatch, which is motor, bronze pipe, and tin rotor. And I believe this is for liquid tin, with a rotor mold. I'll make a few, might as well. There we go. Much easier. And the very last one is the maintenance hatch, which is just basically every tool, plus a machine hull. Or just circuit 8. I'll do that one. I don't have all of these, I don't think. There we go. Blast furnace. Yippee. I'm a bit confused by the maintenance hatch. Is it enabled or not? It would seem like something that's disabled in this pack, but I'm not sure. Ah, here we go. Maintenance and muffler mechanics. Let's do a bit of reading. Okay, looks like maintenance is enabled, but there's a way around it later on, and it only happens every 48 hours. Real hours. So it's not that big of a problem. So I think I'll build this out the back. We have plenty of space, but we might have to build it one block up, because the power's here and not here. It also means we can have input buses below, which might look cool. We'll see. There we go. It's beautiful. We can actually hide all the hatches and buses, which is cool. Also, maintenance is up here. It seemed like an appropriate place. Also, we need energy. 2 amps each. And the muffler is on top. It has to be there. The rest of the hatches and buses can be wherever. So we need to do maintenance. I think you always have to. So wrench, screwdriver, soft mallet, hard hammer, wire cutter, crowbar. We have everything except the crowbar. So if we go in the maintenance hatch and click this, that should be all but one cleared. Yes. Okay, how do you make a crowbar? Lapis and rods. Okie dokie. Oh wait, no. Not lapis. Blue dye. Which I don't know how to get. Okay, good. You can just craft it. I thought you couldn't. I thought I was going to have to do this. There we go. Crowbar. And the maintenance is cleared. Lovely jubbly. So now we can make aluminium by just burning the dust. Only 20 seconds. We have a ton, thanks to the clay. So I'll get a stack going. It's circuit 1. There we go. It looks a little weird. I think it's the emissive textures that I broke. I might try and fix that in the configs. The first aluminium. Okie dokie. We can just go to Envy if we wanted, but I think we have a lot to do before that. And power is going down, since this is 120, and the ratio is 4 to 1 for RF to EU. So we would need 480 RF per tick to keep up. I don't remember what we have at the moment. 320, so not far off, actually. There is upgrade kits that we can try out. I might look into that in a bit. Anyway, I'll be back. I'll try and fix the coils while I'm gone. Hello. I'm wearing clothes now. I was told not to be naked. So this is Cobalt Armor from Armor Plus. It gives you haste 3, which is quite nice. I did want the Emerald Armor because of speed, but we can't do this yet. Not quite. But Cobalt is super easy to get. It's from Cobaltite, which is in nickel veins, so we have a bunch. We do lose the night vision, sadly, from the coil, but it does look a bit silly, so how about we make some lamps? Barrel flare lantern. Super cheap. I didn't realise. Also, because I couldn't figure out how to fix it, we have bloom back. It does kind of look cool, but it's a bit much sometimes. Lots of people said they like it in episode 1, so I guess I'll have it on. Look at all this aluminium, by the way. We're rich. I was going to do all the aluminium that we have, all of this. It finished, by the way. No more clay dust. But the battery buffer wasn't enough. It was enough for a stack and a little bit more, so we should upgrade these 3. And I've looked over here, and look at this. We just need electrical steel, which is steel and silicon, which we now have a lot of, thanks to the electrolyzer. So this is the recipe for the upgrade kit, the first one. Block of electrical steel, expensive, but doable. Invar plates, and Invar gears, the big ones. We can actually do this, because we can extract Invar. I didn't expect that. So it's 20 Invar per one of these, because it's 4 plates, and 4 gears, which are 4 each. So I need a little more Invar. I really should get more alloy smelters. I need to do like 3 alloys right now, but I've only got 1. There we go. They're actually very cheap. Just the circuits, which are expensive. I'll move the polarizer to the end. We don't use it that much. And this can go here. So now we can make electrical steel. We have enough room. Also, we can't really make the lanterns. We don't have glowstone. I know there's a little bit in the Lost Cities, but I haven't really seen any. But it might be a good idea to just go to the Nether. We need to go there anyway, for stuff like sulfur, without buying it. Whoa! Haste is amazing for obsidian. I'll get a bunch then, since it's so easy to mine. Okay, we have 4 stacks. That's fine. Why is flint and steel made this way? Small steel gear. and small steel spring. Very odd. I'll put the portal right here. What? Why? Nether cake. Oh, it's all the way over here. So a little bit into DML. Okay, goodbye nether portal. So how do I get glowstone? This way works. Gold and tricalcium phosphate, which I think we have some of, maybe. Or I can just steal it. I don't know where it spawns though. Oh wait, I think it's down here. There we go, here's some. They're in the subway station type places. Not that much, but we don't need much. There we go. 4. 1 seems fine actually. I do want to put these under the platforms, but I can't really do that right now. I'm pretty sure we can make the upgrade kits now. So 3 blocks of this. I have the invar plates and gears. So we can make all 3 of these. This is 1.5 times better. We might be producing enough power now to keep the blast furnace on. So now I might be able to shove all this in the EBF. We might be producing that power exactly, because 320 times 1.5 is 480, which is this exactly, so we can indeed run it all the time. But if anything else is running, we will slowly go down. So I would like a little more power. How about the next one? Electrum, aluminium. We can do that. Actually, maybe not. We don't have much gold at all. 9. We do have a little bit of ore. Yeah, 35. I will ore double it, just because it's rare. Macerator. How much is gold ore? Because if it's cheap, then I'll just buy it. 2 Nomi quarters. That is quite expensive. How much money do we have now? This many. Well, we have enough gold now to make a stack of Electrum, so I think I'll do that. And that should be enough for this, assuming I can extract this. Yes, I can. Awesome. There's some extractor recipes which are only MV, like steel I think. So if you wanted a steel gear, we can't do it this way, because this is MV. Same with aluminium, I think. Yes. So we can extract 48 into gears, and 12 into plates, and then 3 blocks of aluminium, which is only 27. I might move this to here. It should be able to get everything then. Yay, it's done. There we go. This should be enough power. 400 each. So we're now limited by the conduit, because this is 512. What is the next one? Energetic alloy. EBF recipe. We just need a mixer, LV. Gold, redstone, glowstone. Not too bad. And the mixer recipe is this. But there is one problem. We're out of circuits. We have 1. So it's time to make a bunch again. I'll make another 20, because that's how many resistors I have. But we can do recipes like this now. And this. And this. So shouldn't be a problem. So we can use the centrifuge for the first time, with 20 sticky resin. Actually, might as well use all of it. This isn't used for too much, because we make resistors a different way. This way, with the glue. So we can centrifuge everything. Also, hello Rain. And this rubber pulp is a way better way of making rubber, in a chemical reactor, with sulfur. This is 9 rubber sheets by the way, so it's 1:1 with the pulp, and you get 3 per 1 sticky resin. So it's a much better ratio, but we don't have a chemical reactor. Actually. So we can't do that quite yet, but it's fine. Also, let's turn off the EBF. Just for a little bit. We're kind of running out of power. So vacuum tubes can be made this way now, which is way cheaper. Also, the water's not fast enough now. These are so slow. But we have a few extras, so who cares? I think this is like way better, the Endervar. It's a bucket per second, I think. These are 1 millibuckets per tick, which is 20 millibuckets per second, which is like 50 times worse, so yeah, these are terrible. But it is keeping up now, so that's good. We are going down in sugarcane now though, so maybe like 2 more snad. But it's not an emergency, I don't think. I'll sort it out later. Snad is actually cheap, just 1 diamond, 1 pulsating iron. It's just a bunch of sand, like 3 stacks, or something, per 1. We can make the coated circuit boards now by the way. We just need glue, and wood planks, which is wood dust, compressed. And this is super cheap. We've got a bunch. Now we can make the actual circuit boards, with just some copper foil. Okay, we're just about done. We're just waiting on the steel plates, which should be done by now. Yes. Cool. 21 in total now. Okay, so I want a mixer, and also a chemical reactor, for better rubber. But we need another chunk, I think. So I'll quickly build one. There we go. And also claim it. So chemical reactor and mixer. These two have a very similar recipe. I think I might swap the compressor and the chemical reactor, because the chemical reactor should definitely be next to this, so we can instantly solidify plates. I will do that. So rubber pulp and sulfur. That's a weird sound effect. We just need a plate mold. That's fine. And there we go. 1 billion rubber sheets. About 3 times more efficient than the old way. Also we get glue out of it, so it's good. I might centrifuge a bunch of wood to get sticky resin, because that might be useful. You also get methane, but I don't know how useful that is. But also, look at this. Plant balls, which you can smelt for slime balls, which you can smelt again for sticky resin, or extractor, but more rubber. So it's kind of useful. And look at that. 54 rubber sheets from about 20 sticky resin that we centrifuged, something like that. So that's pretty good. What were we doing? I don't remember. We have a mixer now, but why? Oh, better conduits. Okay, so we need to mix a little bit of this. I don't have much gold, so this is all I can afford. That's a cool animation. How far can we actually go with the conduits? Because they're really annoying to upgrade, so I'd rather get as far as possible. Energetic alloy, which is the one we're making, and then vibrant alloy, which we can also do. Just added ender pearls, and after that is end steel. Can we make this? End stone and dark steel. We can already make dark steel, by the way, just steel and obsidian, but end steel is MV, so we can't make that yet. But after end steel is lumium, which I'm sure we can't make. No, we need a vacuum freezer. And also up to EV, so yeah, we're not doing that. Vibrant alloy seems to be the one to go for. I will make a energetic alloy. I'm not too sure how much we need, but we need the dust to mix into vibrant. There we go. So we can make this into wire. In the assembler it goes, with the old ones, and binder. It's most efficient in the assembler, by the way. It's 1 to 4. And now we should be able to upgrade this once again, with just a bit of vibrant. So we can make some ender pearls, macerate it, mix it with energetic, and now shove it in the blast furnace. There we go. Stick it in the wire mill, and upgrade the conduits. Once again. We should get a bunch here, like 32. There we go. Now this should be able to handle that. And the blast furnace should be able to stay on, with other machines running, since we're getting all 800 in the wire, instead of 512. Brilliant. It might be time to start some DML, since the ender pearls were really expensive for vibrant alloy, so it's probably a good idea. There we go. Problem solved. Maybe. Yes, definitely. Okay, so for DML, we need a bunch of dark steel and pulsating mesh, which is pulsating dust, and carbon mesh, which we have to do this way. I'll make a stack of dark steel. I don't know how far we can get with that. And carbon mesh is this. There we go. And dark steel. So the first quest is the simulation chamber, which is dark steel machine hull, that's easy. Pulsating mesh, like 3 more, LV circuits, and a glass pane. Okay, this is the most annoying thing, which is funny, because we don't have string. I might have to make a flax farm, like a small one. Oops, worms. I guess they help. This should actually get us a bunch of string. It should be chunk loaded too. Also this chunk here is where I think I'll do DML, because it needs RF, so that's here. So I'm thinking I can just extend this, but I'm not too familiar with how this is set up, but we're going to find out. There we go. They're not actually that bad. Yay! What does this even do? I might do a bit of reading in the guide. Okay, I'm back. I haven't read it all. Let's just wing it. So we're going to need a blank data model, which is gold, electrical steel, LV circuit, pulsating mesh. Okie dokie. There we go. So I think we put this in the simulation chamber, and it uses this to run. Pulsating polymer clay, which is pulsating dust and clay. I'll try and make a bunch, but it might be something we should automate. I will make a whole stack. because it's 1 to 4. There we go. So how does this work? Can we put this in? No. I guess we have to make a simulation for a specific mob. I guess we'll do zombie, so rotten flesh. So now we should be able to put this in. Yes. And also the polymer clay. And there we go. The first iteration has happened. And we have overworldian matter. So this is the common drop, and eventually we get a pristine one. But the overworldian matters can craft a fair amount of stuff, including the hellish ones, which is for nether mobs. And with that we can craft extraterrestrial, which is the one we want, for enderman. So we can make ender pearls. Yay, we got pristine one. I don't believe it does anything right now. We need a loop fabricator, which is MV circuits. So not quite yet. Hellish matter also leads to the nether, which we were trying to go to earlier. So that might be a good idea. I think it's the soul sand that we couldn't do before. Now we can do that. And netherrack we have to do this way. Dust and lava. Okay, let's do that. So dust is hammered sand. We don't have a forge hammer yet. I will steal some lava to make this dust into netherrack. Pretty easy. Macerate it. Now we can make one hellish matter. Make it into soul sand. Now we're just missing the cake. Sugar, milk, dough. I'm making rice cake, apparently. Is that a thing? There we go. Nether time. Actually this time. Also, what are you screaming about? Oh, it's out of polymer clay. I'll give you some more. Clay is a bit expensive right now though. This not so much, since it's just from ore, basically. We can indeed automate it this way though, with a clatherite. But it requires ender pearls. So it's like a loop, once we get one of those for enderman. So nether cake. Looks like it's already filled, which is nice. / set home nether. I'm hoping there's useful ores here, like gold. Hopefully. Well, we have a scanner. I forgot about that. So many ores. I did not know there were so many in the nether. I only thought there was sulfur and maybe quartz. Yeah, looks like there's a bit of gold, but not that much. Lots of quartz though, and quartzite. And lots of sulfur. I'm kind of just interested in glowstone though, at the moment. But we're in a bit of a cave. Like, where's the surface? Yay, here we are. Glowstone. Lots of it. Okay, that's a fair amount. So I'm thinking of making a separate one of these, for specifically endermen. We need 7 of the extraterrestrial, which is 4 hellish each. Or we can get a hellish one going, but I'm not too sure what they're useful for. How about I get 2 more? One for overworldian, one for hellish, one for extraterrestrial. That seems like a good plan. So we can make 2 more simulation chambers, and 2 more data models. Easy. So one of these needs to be hellish. I will just do blaze. I don't know what other ones to do. So we're going to need 7 hellish, plus a blaze powder, so 8 of this. There we go. Blaze data model. This is to get easier hellish matter. Otherwise you'd need like a billion, because it's 4 per 1, and 4 per 1. So rather than getting a million overworldian, I will just do this. It seems like the better thing to do. We are going down in power, but I think that's because it's filling this one, and the blast furnace is on. But not for long, 25 left, so it should be fine soon. So to make the enderman we need 7, so 28 hellish, which is not bad. We've got 5, and I'm pretty sure it speeds up, slowly. I don't think we're even producing enough power though. It's going down, with nothing running. How much power does it use? It must be a lot. Also we have a pristine. Awesome. I might have to spam a few more of these. Okay, we almost have enough. 2 more. I went mining for diamonds, because we need ender pearls. There we go, 28. So all 28 get turned into extraterrestrial. And along with an ender pearl, we can make an enderman data model. Very important, this one. I imagine this one will take a lot of power. Let's see. It's slowly going down. Yeah, there we go. It's fine though. I think I'll work on power between episodes. I'm surprised how quickly this fell off. It might just be DML though, that uses a lot. So I think the next objective is to get the loop fabricator, so you can actually get ender pearls from this. And then we can make a sort of loop for pulsating polymer clay, so we might be able to passive it. That will definitely be a good idea, to keep these running. But to make the loop fabricators, we're going to need MV circuits, the first of which we do this way. So we need diodes, which is fine, and good circuit boards, which requires phenol, which means we need a pyrolyze oven. So that's all to look forward to next time, because we're running out of time. I really don't want to make these episodes too long, and we've already done quite a lot. Thank you so much for the support on episode 1. Please keep giving me tips, they're very helpful. So with that, I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you all next time.